TinaHills.com, and today I am speaking about the 12 astrological houses, and this video is about the first house. So, the ascendant, the point of your ascendant is always where your first house is. So, say for instance, you have an ascendant on the 11th degree of Virgo. So, Virgo is your first house, all right, till whatever degree your second house starts. So, what is this first house all about? The first house is the house of self, self identity. Okay, think of Aries. Aries is the first sign. So the first house has all these attributes of Aries. It's where you take chances. It's where you go forward. It's if you have a lot of planets there that are pleasantly aspected, then you're a great planets there that are pleasantly aspected, then you're a great leader. But if you have loads of planets in the first house like I have, and if they're having difficult aspects, then it may create a problem. It could mean too much of a good thing. Mars in the first house is very good, but say Mars has an opposition in the first house, then Mars may be selfish or may only think about themselves. People with loads of planets in the first house usually think about themselves more than others. It's my way or the highway for a lot of them. And planets that do well in the first house, Sun does very well in the first house, Mars does very well. Saturn in the first house essentially can be quite tricky because the first 40 years of your life it's not going to be easy, but then Saturn the first house people always have it easier in the second half of life. Now, Mercury in the first house, quick thinking, quick decisions. Uh, Venus is not too comfortable in the first house until and unless she's got a lot of support from the other players, okay, with good aspects that are bringing out her potential. So, Pluto in the first house can be quite full of changes, changes to the way you look, changes to the way you uh, perceive yourself. Okay, so the planets in the signs they tell you a more personal story, but the houses are about how people perceive you. So the first house, whatever you have, is how people will perceive you. Okay, and it's not fixed like the ascendant. You can always play a part in how people perceive you. Okay, in the first house. So you've got to understand that this is Aries energy, and it's energy of going forward, trying to be a trailblazer. So the moon doesn't do too well in the first house. Of course, you can understand that because the moon is essentially all about connection, and first house is about just going to new vistas, checking out new avenues. Now, to discuss Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Now, Jupiter in the first house can be too much of a good thing, and it can also uh, make you selfish or go over the top. Of course, if it's well aspected, then you will reap all the good benefits of Jupiter in the first house. But essentially, if you see that whatever planets you have, natal planets in the first house, very important to understand their archetypes and how they work through the different placements. So that was a bit about the first house. I hope you enjoyed that. Now join me for all the other 11 houses. This is Tina from Tina Hill signing off. See you.